Social media is calling for the cancellation of the well-known DJ Prince Kaybee. Dumela Chomi, welcome back to Gossip Cafe. Libito la ka ke K. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning Sabi, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. On this video, we're going to be talking about a story that is still going strong as we speak at the moment between Prince Kaybee and Cyan Boujee. As you all know that Cyan Boujee's sex tape was released or shared online a couple of days ago, and it caused a stir. So if you'd like to hear more about this one, please do chill out there and let's get into it. So a lot of people on Twitter specifically, they are calling for the cancellation of the well-known DJ Prince Kaybee. You all know that Cyan Boujee came out after the release of that sex tape, whereby we saw that it was Cyan Boujee. Obviously we didn't know that it was Prince Kaybee, but Cyan Boujee was 100% sure that it was Prince Kaybee because she has never done any sex tape before. And the only sex tape that she knows of is the Prince Kaybee sex tape. This happened 2 years ago, obviously, and obviously Cyan Boujee at that time, she was 19 years old. And guys, Cyan Boujee and Prince Kaybee, the age difference is 10 years. You can have the 10-year age difference if you are a matured woman already, but at 19 years old, I think Cyan Boujee was a child. Even though she was a wild child, but she was still a child, so she was easily manipulated. So obviously she says that Prince Kaybee forced her to actually do that video. We all know that Prince Kaybee had or the voice note was leaked online as well, whereby Prince Kaybee was refusing that he is the person who is sleeping with Cyan Boujee on that video, even though Cyan Boujee is adamant that it is Prince Kaybee who took that video and he forced to take it. And at that time Cyan Boujee thought that why not, and he is the first celebrities that I slept with, and obviously maybe it is a big deal. If you have, obviously we all had we had that moment of being a teenager and thinking that you know best, and or you think that someone else will love you more if you actually do certain things. So I think at that point of time Cyan Boujee was actually saying, okay, cool, we can do the sex tape, because obviously Prince Kaybee is forcing to do this sex tape, and he thought maybe Cyan Boujee on her side, she thought that okay, now this guy who's famous, because at that time he was famous, but Cyan Boujee was not a brand, she was not famous at that time, so it was a big deal for her to actually have a celebrity sleeping with her, which is quite crazy. But at 19 years old, guys, you are a child, and at this point of time Cyan Boujee is 22 years old. She is still a child. For her followers, maybe she is of their age, which is fine, but for people like Prince Kaybee, I think Prince Kaybee is the same age as me. We are the same age as Prince Kaybee, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we are actually. So to me, Cyan Boujee is a child. Actually, to Prince Kaybee, Cyan Boujee is a child, especially the time that he decided to sleep with Cyan Boujee. I know a lot of people say no, she knew what she was doing and all of those things, but guys, we have to remember that brain development is something that a lot of people wouldn't understand, especially if you are not in a medical field, or you are not in a psychotherapy field or psychology field. You wouldn't understand the brain development, especially also actually the educators or the education or teachers, they know the brain development. So at 19 years old, your brain is still figuring out this life thing. You are not experienced, you don't know what you're doing, you're actually going to regret after a certain time. You don't know what you're doing. At this point of time, I think Cyan Boujee regrets sleeping with Prince Kaybee because of the whole shenanigan that just went out. On top of it, I don't think it would have been bad if Prince Kaybee came to Cyan Boujee and say I'm sorry, because that's what Cyan Boujee said from the beginning, and that's what she keeps on saying, that if he said I'm sorry, if he took her calls and said I'm sorry, maybe things would have turned out different. But at this point of time, a lot of people who are saying that Prince Kaybee must be cancelled on Twitter, I am behind them. But at the same time, I also believe that or rather Prince Kaybee can redeem himself as well on his side by coming out and say this is what is happening. I'm sorry, I was stupid at that time, and all of those things. But the big-headed Prince Kaybee, who is an egomaniac, would never do that, because he's got his own ego that he is trying to protect, and he's got his own brand that he's trying to protect. So he will always say he did not do it. It's the same thing that is happening when someone raped someone else. They force them to have sex, thinking that, okay, I'm gonna force her and all of those things. Because obviously, as I'm saying, I don't want to make an example with rape, but it is the easiest thing you can actually do. You force someone, you manipulate them. That is rape. You don't have to break into their home and have knives and all of those things to actually rape them. You can actually manipulate, especially a child. A 19-year-old can be easily manipulated. You can actually manipulate them to actually do what you want them to do. That's manipulation, that's rape, that is violation of that child. So Prince Kaybee did violate Cyan Boujee by actually releasing that tape, by forcing her to actually take that tape, and also on top of it refusing that it is him who is on that tape, even though Cyan Boujee is adamant that he took that video. Right? So I know I don't care about Cyan Boujee that much. She's not my most favorite person in the internet. I don't really care about her. You all know that I always say the lady who knows her worth, because obviously of what she's doing in her life. It is her thing. I don't care about it. She's a prostitute. It's fine. Even the prostitute can be manipulated to do things that they don't really want, and that is violation, obviously, right? So Prince Kaybee did violate Cyan Boujee, and he has a nerve to actually say he's suing Cyan Boujee for defaming him. So I don't know. Obviously, we were not there. We were not part of that sex tape. So we're just gonna wait and see what is gonna happen with the case of suing and all of those things. We're just gonna sit here and chill and see what is actually going on. And yeah, I still say he must be cancelled, and he must go back and re-strategize and come back and apologize. And he also can be forgiven and redeem himself and go on with his life if he really did that. Okay, tell me what you think about this whole thing. Please do comment down below, and do subscribe, and make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you on my next upload. Peace out.